take me far away, so we can stop the time, and love will take its place.
Namaste and Lak'ech, my family, and welcome to the House of Light. We're in Sedona right now, and with my amazing sister here,
Isabella Greene, the Happinator.
The Happinator is here. It's on. I'll be your cosmic captain on this journey today, and received many requests and emails about, hey Ryan, we really love what you guys did together, you and Isa, and on the How to Astral Project, was that the one? How to Astral?
How to remote view.
How to Remote View.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on YouTube. And we thought, hey, let's do another Marvel team up. Let's get it going on Team Light, Team Sedona. So, a little background starting what this video is about. Recently, as of 2 days ago, I got back from Los Angeles. I was there for the weekend, handling some family stuff. But while I was there, I was actually able to grab an attachment or pick up a pipeline or pick up a cord that has been affecting many people in large cities around the United States. And this cord I found, basically took it home 2 days ago, like a good little light worker. And I basically brought that into my space. And not only did my house process this, but Isa was also processing it as well. So if you want to imagine a dimensional programmer. Imagine a dimensional programmer walking around in a suit of flesh. Imagine a dimensional programmer who incarnated here for a very specific purpose. Well, part of our galactic job and our galactic family, we like to recognize some of these jobs as we become more aware and more of our DNA is activated to really basically help out where we can. So what I noticed was I came from a very high vibratory state when I left Sedona about 5 days ago, and 6 days ago, and very clear, very crystalline. Like I said, we have many pyramids on this property. I exist in 5 or 6D and above when I'm in my house at all times. Isa, we hang out in the astral almost every night, and we definitely have missions together. So what happened was, when I actually came down in frequency to Los Angeles, I maintained my walls. I was only there 3 days. So what happened this morning was, I finally was able to not only pick up that cable of consciousness, which has been promoted, that fear consciousness, the fear of doubt, not having enough, not being loved, loneliness, we talked about that, which is actually being promoted through large cities and being kind of cascaded through the field, meaning that it's almost like if the garden was Los Angeles, let's just say, they are spraying water or consciousness, which has a specific low vibratory form to it. What does this low vibratory form look like, and what does it do? Okay, here we go. Well, since we all know, as we're all trying on our ascension path, to go from a carbon-based life form to more of a crystalline-based life form. Well, to do that, you have to raise your frequency, your
vibration.
Resonance.
Resonance,
right. Ladies and gentlemen. So, the main thing with controlling your mind and controlling your space, I am very clear in Sedona, I control my airspace. Every time something steps into my field that is not me, or something that steps into my field that doesn't have maybe the highest intent for being there, I instantly address it. Okay? Mind you, I've been awake for 6.5 years now, and my eyes have been on for almost 7 years. Okay, so I've been staring through the veil for 6.5 years. Every time I blink, I'm staring through the veil. So, moving on. Now, back to this programming and how to counter this. We had a discussion this morning, and we felt it was very important to not only share how we deal with isolating and securing certain cables or consciousnesses or vibrations or conduits, and how these lower fear platforms, fear, consciousness, doubt, consciousness, lower conscious affects you. Here's what happens, ladies and gents. Imagine we are having a game of experience here on Earth, right? Captain, oh Captain. All right, so we have a city of people right about here. And in the city of people, many people are at different stages in their waking up or ascension program. Okay. Well, the thing to understand is that when you begin to become aware of what is your thought and what is thoughts being projected upon you, when you begin to remember your dreams, what was I doing for the last 8 hours in dream time before I woke up? What was that interaction?
Right.
Mind you, you take a nappy or you sleep every single day you've been here. Okay? Understanding what you're doing when you close your eyes and the type of interactions you're having are very important for you finding your way on your path. Now, we're going to kind of do a surgical strike on this deal. I woke up and I was like, yo, I got the download, let's get it. Okay, but we need to express a little bit about the field, how to maintain your field.
Right.
And I will open with this. The conscious level that is being affected right now on planet Earth deals with the lower triad, meaning basically stomach down, stomach, sacral, root. Okay, not so much affecting the heart, the solar plexus, your throat chakra, your third eye. No, lower thought forms, lower triad. I mean triad, the triangle. Lower triad, the lower connections to the things underneath you, and the lower vibratory forms of life forms and conscious which exists in this dimensional space here on Earth. All right. So the main thing that's been promoted right now is fear, not having enough, like we again said, separation, loneliness, all of these things. This is how the program hacks your consciousness. And go. When lower thought forms or vibrations hit your body, so imagine I'm on a cell phone tower, or imagine I'm on a Wi-Fi station, or imagine I'm on a satellite, or imagine I'm on the moon. Okay? And I want to broadcast a lower frequency thought form onto a population to see how they deal with it. Or for your own individual motivation based on control, hence the one we're kind of peeling out of the last 13,000 year control regiment. Okay. What they are looking for are those that have their fields strong enough to resist the lower vibratory thought forms and still go on and maintain their day and create abundance. What happens is, if you have a fear program inserted into your consciousness when you're sleeping, what happens? Okay, you have bad dreams. You wake up and you're in a bad mood. And what you don't realize is you've had a lower thought form consciousness program inserted into you, got in through your fields, into your suit, is broadcasting through your mind. And what you're doing is you've now become the carrier signal or the projection device to promote that frequency in 3D. Again, let me explain. If your consciousness is affected in dream time in a negative way, and you are not aware enough to adjust that consciousness in dream time, that you actually wake up with it, you carry and promote that lower thought form projection around with you all day long. At the coffee shop, at school, your workplace, wherever you might be doing. The issue is that if you can, what I'm trying to get to is identify it instantly. Meaning that you're having a bad dream, you wake up from that dream at 3:30 in the morning where they're promoting that consciousness. Don't wake all the way up. Here's you asleep. Okay? Here is you right in that magical place, and here's you awake. What you need to do is wake up, boom, a little bit, keep your eyes closed, stay in that happy medium place. Now take your conscious mind and go back into the dream and see what the deal is. You need to identify the root of where the consciousness is accessing your hardware, your body, your suit, your chakras. If you can locate where that frequency or low vibration is actually getting into you, right? Then you can begin to identify, okay, first of all, that's not my thought form. Second of all, this is some weird Blu-ray movie that they're projecting through the entire field of Los Angeles, let's just say, or across the planet. And what they'll do is, because your brain can't distinguish between, it feels a vibration, it goes, when's the last time you felt that vibration? This happened to you. This happened to you. Your dog died. Your boyfriend left. You lost your job. It's the frequency of the event. All your chemical computer can do is resonate the last time you felt this vibration, this was the visual image that corresponds with that. That's all your brain does. That's it. It's not, the truth in these things is a lot more simpler than the complex quantum field. As above, so below. Okay. So with that, I'm going to let Isabella rip for a hot second, and then we're going to talk about how to close those doorways, right? To adjust your field, and to recognize and have your brain your chemical computer recognize when a foreign program enters into your space or thought form, similar to how an antibody recognizes a virus when it comes into your body. What does it do? You know, hey, all my white antibodies, we got a situation on the chakra. Let's get on it right now. You got to get into that with your conscious mind. You got to turn those question marks, flip them, and make them a happy face and go, I get it. Okay? So we're here to remind our families some of the things that we picked up on before I go and clear at the vortex and lose my download. Mm-hmm. So, Isa, share that amazingness we spoke about this morning.
All right, so what Ryan was just talking about, I'm going to elaborate and share with you my experience of the last couple of days. I actually observed, I didn't know, I didn't speak to him consciously in this mind right here, but I felt that something just started happening here in Sedona, something was off. And I happen to sit up in meditations every night around 3:30 a.m. just when that programming takes place. And it's true because if you happen to have your computer in the room that you forgot for some reasons or left on, you will see that all of the upgrades are going on around that time, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on at that time.
Firmware updates.
Right, exactly. And so I sat up in meditation that last night, and I just literally could see. I could see that stuff coming onto my field and just banging on bong, bong, bong. Those are not, because I'm so deep in that state of consciousness as Ryan was describing, when you're not fully awake, your body is still asleep, but your consciousness is awake, and so you can actually observe all of the energies that are coming in. You can observe the thoughts, and you can observe the match of when that thought, like Ryan was talking, like that thought matched that feeling. It's like, what is this? This is not even me. But in that space, in the deep meditative space, in the middle of the night, I'm able to counteract and observe, just be observer and clear that. Be like, whoa, you know what? This is not me. So that is not attaching to me. Mind you, the night before I was tired, I went to bed really late and I didn't do the meditation. I woke up and I was feeling like what Ryan was saying. Quite frankly, I had to do massive clearing because I felt that something was just off, and it's not me, because I know my state, I carry my frequency, I carry my field, I know where my field is, and I normally am quite untouchable as far as the frequencies go. But here I definitely observed that, you know what, something is getting through. And the next night I got to see it, literally see it and observe it. What do? Don't panic, don't freak out, just be that observer. Oh, I'm gonna let Ryan talk about what we do, then I'll share what I do. But on that thought that Ryan delivered here earlier, that you become a transmitter. If you had an opening and stuff came through into you, you become a transmitter of whatever frequency that got attached
You become the microphone. Imagine someone taking a USB drive. This is a negative thought form that we placed into your unconscious mind at night.
Yep.
When you wake up in the morning, it hits your processor, you're in a bad mood. All of a sudden, unbeknownst to you, you got a blowhorn going, hey, it's a Debbie Downer Tuesday. Hey. You shouldn't be, you basically become their tool to promote negative frequency, unbeknownst to yourself.
And because you are such a powerful being, especially if you're a light worker, everything that you project out, everything that you're emanating is affecting everything else around you. And you're like that force. So the same way, it works the other way around too. When you're in great place, when you're high frequency, you're basically just walking through life and clearing stuff.
Abundance coming your way, emails coming in, orders coming in. You know, it just, everything becomes effortless when you're in abundance, in a blissful mood.
And not only for yourself, but also you can be just standing at a coffee shop, like Ryan said, or in the store, and you're just clearing and helping all the people that are around there. They walk out and they go, I don't know what happened, but I feel better.
Yes.
Well, it works both ways. So
Yes,
it's very important that we, as light workers, as people who are here to do this kind of service for the planet, that we are aware of what we are emanating. And how do we clear that?
Oh, right, 100%. Here we go. How to clear the darkness.
Because we're sleeping.
The low vibratory forms, right? There's two types of ways to look at some of these negative frequencies. Okay, and then I'll explain how I kind of had to go through the past 6 years. I think it's important that they find out how much work we had to do to be able to be conscious enough to actually hack a consciousness program which is affecting an entire city of say 20 million people. We are aware enough to actually find the conduit, find its projection point, lock onto it, and then begin to hack our way from inside of this matrix out to adjust it for our family so it has a much more graceful, amazing, galactic, remember where you come from situation. Moving on. So, in life there's two types of cups to drink. One cup is half empty and one cup is half full. Okay, here we go. So, the first, 3, 4, 5 years of doing activations around the planet, meeting different types of people, opening, closing gates, doing a bunch of dimensional stuff. I had a very hard time being in 3D. I thought that I kind of woke up opposite. I didn't wake up down here and fight my way up. In a true sense, I almost had similar to I woke up upstairs and had to go hack my way down. Okay, so in that moment, I used to ask all the time. I used to play the blame game. Why is this happening? Who's to blame? Who's promoting these negative frequencies?
That's so true.
Who is it? There's someone out there that's doing it. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna throw a spear through their chest when I find you. Okay. Kidding, not kidding. Moving on. So, later as I matured, I had to mature a little bit, as I kept, gaining my pieces back, different dimensional gateways, and getting back into who I really am, the I am presence, right? I began to understand the glass is half full, meaning that, Ryan, these situations or these negative frequencies that are affecting you, remember, they're only affecting you to show you where the hole is. See, if we didn't have none of these negative experiences, ladies and gentlemen, we would never be able to recognize where the hole in our auric and our fields, our energetic fields are. Because, for example, if Buddha was sitting there in LA, he'd be like, yo, bang, 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 bada bang, bang, bada bang, bang, 100,000 people, ignite your heart, da, 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 sun on fire. No, we're in a little popsicle suit, and Buddha's not sitting here right next to you. Maybe he is, but I'm trying to tell you, those things of how we're supposed to learn our lessons, how we're supposed to take our morning spoonful of 3D and go, that tastes delicious. Could I have some more of your pre-programmed thought forms? What I'm getting to, right? It shows you where the holes are in your auric field. For example, if it's a fear test, your lower chakras, your sacred communication, is it an attachment? Are you in fear of losing your material wealth? Are you in fear of not having enough? Are you in fear of not being healthy? Are you in fear of losing your loved one? Are you in fear of not being able to provide? Are you in fear? Here's the deal. Abundance promotes abundance. Goodness promotes goodness. The only thing that is strong enough on this planet to transmute what we're doing with right now is love. Like if you had ammunition to throw, I'm going to throw some of this and some of that. The only thing that is strong enough to transmute what we're doing here as a collective on Earth, with all the different galaxies represented, all the different solar system beings represented, all the different life forms represented, all the different collectives represented, transmutation is the go word. It's not what worked 5,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. What worked on our planet? What worked on this planet? This is Earth. Okay? This is the melting pot of all those places, right? In one 3D space. So we can all work on each other's consciousness and balance us as a whole. For not only our galaxy, but for our universe. Okay? It's important the test we're going through. Sometimes people forget that. They only think, it's hard to think outside your bubble like, why is this happening to me? And why is this happening to me? You don't realize that these are all reflections of one another and how we're all trying to balance our field collectively. Okay, so the glass is half full. To understand and see life as the glass is half full, not half empty is, thank you so much for this reflection in my dream time, because now I get to wake up with my sister Isabella and rip on what that consciousness is. Help my brothers and sisters see the same things in your life that reflect some of that. The love and abundance is where we come from, but you must be strong in your knowingness to recognize what is you and what is being projected against you. Now, going back to how I learned all of this, I used to go on missions. Like I said, I was on a team of guys that used to go around the planet and cleaning up old battlefields. 1,000, 2,000 years ago was my specialty, even some of the stuff from the Civil War. And we get sent in these places, and we were like the I call myself the galactic plumber. And stop fighting! Hey, stop fighting! It's over! It's over! Let it go! No, you didn't win, but we love you! Da-da-da-da, So, to get some of those comedy relief things, okay? I had to go through some very traumatic things. Like, I can't believe I'm down here doing this. Where is all my brothers and sisters? And a lot of the information I had, I feel like I couldn't even share it with my family. I feel like I had to keep all this stuff hidden, and my family in Sedona knows. But as far as if you weren't sitting in our fire circles or how we do our things, it's something that I want to express. I had to go and fetch these downloads. I had to go and process this stuff. It was not handed to me. I did not read it in a book. These are things that we have to live 24/7, 365, every plank second that ticks by. And the way we can be of service is to let you guys know that yes, there are some things out there. There are some things out there trying to test you, trying to sway you, trying to bend you, right? To a motivation that doesn't serve you. Always walk in your highest destiny, always follow your heart, and always do what is best for you and yours, okay? And in that way, you help everyone, all right? So, you want to explain how to close the trifecta?
I just wanted to add something
Go ahead.
to what you were saying before.
Lower triad.
A lower triad and the Earth experience. The Earth experience is a video game. It's so small and comical. When you know who you are,
Yes.
when you have connected to who you are, when you have seen looking down at that Earth experience, it's tiny. It's nothing. It's a joke. So when that kind of attack is happening in the middle of the night, just remind yourself, wake up, oh, something's happening. Remind yourself, I am so big. I'm
Right.
huge, I'm powerful. This
Yes.
is nothing.
Let's go back to the 1-2. I'm advocating. I'm Yosemite Sam. I'm the captain. I'm having a bad dream in the middle of the night. And I want you to explain how you would deal with it so we can share that with them. So I'm having a bad dream and I'm waking up, boom. What should I do?
Well, here's what I do. Of course, everyone, I hope, develops their own process, but this is what I recommend. I immediately, first of all, I observe, and I make sure that I'm not affected by that. Oh, okay, you know what, I'm just looking at this. Observing and not allowing this to send me into fear. No fear zone. And I know because I'm in a place right now that I hardly even produce adrenaline because I'm not
Emotionally attached.
emotionally reacting to stuff that's real stuff, and so here you observe your own state of being, that you're not emotionally reacting, and then you're observing the thoughts that are coming and recognizing that are yours, and then I just expand. I remind myself dimension after dimension as of where I start from. That starts from source, from nothingness, from that space of love, like Rion just said, the space of love, and then you just drop it down, form to form, dimension to dimension, shape to shape, depending on your assignment, and then you drop yourself back, just awareness of yourself back into this body. It's like, oh, seriously?
Yes.
You think you're gonna affect this? You think you're gonna affect me? And literally, it stops immediately. It literally immediately just backs off. You can also dome yourself.
Explain how you dome yourself with energy.
I have observed that in a mission that I had to do, where I was called to develop shielding and protection over certain situations, a certain group of people. And I observed that the attack was powerful, that the thought forms were powerful, the beings were powerful, and me and a couple other people that were involved, the beings that were involved in that mission, we were not able to fight that. There was no need to fight it, like Rion just said, that you grow past that thing, I'm gonna nail you, I'm gonna find who is doing that and kill it.
Yes.
You just dome with love and light. It literally looks like that bubble that was in Thor, in second Thor, that just closes up that golden sphere around the whole situation and the whole group of people, and then you as a consciousness, you can go in and assist them clear and process stuff. But all of the lower frequency forms, they're just banging against that dome, and you can separate your consciousness also to observe that. You just sit and greeting them outside that, going, hey, you know what, you can get in, I'm sorry.
Back to the old school flavor, being in your center. You know, a lot of people teach being in your center, in that zero space, in that quiet space in the center. What you're doing is detaching from everything around you, and you're going back into your core, into that light. The issue is that in this time and age, practicing that takes consistency. Practicing that flow takes consistency. To be honest with you, when I'm in Los Angeles and you wake me up at 3:30 in the morning, I go, okay. I put my headphones on, I put it on Tron, and I go outside and I say, my turn, and I push back. I'm like, well, you know, you have to understand, you know, some of us love to play this game. Some of us are here to be of service. But in my core, in my root, I know I incarnated on this planet to help the planet. Without a question or a doubt, or I would not be here. No question, no doubt, at any 1 second that takes by since I woke up, I have a very specific purpose to be here. And some of us carry that responsibility and weight on our shoulders as others are waking up and going through their process. But to understand that some of us are very serious in how our time and energy is being utilized in this space. This is not the first time I've gone through an ascension. This is not the last time I've been called to service. We're here to balance this format because the entire galaxy is watching this little blue marble go through these growing pains. And we're here to make sure and steer this ship into a more conductive, highest destiny form where all life forms are free and sovereign and everyone can do what they want to do with their free will because they are loved and blessed beings of awesomeness. Not to give into the fear and the lower vibratory forms which we are leaving in the lower triad. Meaning the lower 3 chakras, those gates are closing. There are more chakras and more energies available to us right now as we shift through this Kuiper belt, as we shift into the galactic center. They have to buffer the energy coming into this planet. The frequency is so high. We are sphere beings. You know, Corey Goody talks about it on Cosmic Disclosure. There's so much energy coming to this planet right now. There's an entire race of amazingness buffering that frequency because it is so high and so fast and so amazing that a lot of us here on the earth are going to have a really hard time adjusting to it. So they're giving us a little more time to do that. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, that time is not indefinite. If you're hearing our voices now, please remember your heart governs all actions. Okay? And a lot of the experiences you go through in life is a remembrance of how to get back to here. Some of my night shades, some of my night versions, some of the gnarly, you know, my duality, right? We're all duality. Awesome and awesome. One of my big dudes on my night side, gnarly warrior. Do you know how long it took me to work with that guy to be able to process our life together as one in real time, not linear, to then step into my power and bring out my inner child? Where my inner child, my little 7-year-old, 8-year-old version of me, little white hair, blue-eyed version before my hair turned dark and my eyes turned brown, okay, on this planet, was actually comfortable to step out and go, hi. It took 6.5 years for my inner child to come out. It's innocence and who you really are. To remember, innocence is the easiest thing to lose, ladies and gentlemen, but it is the hardest thing to get back. And to clear all that stuff and all that wreckage and all that stuff that we experienced here, and to come back into your center and be a child again, that is the key to graduating from Earth School. Being in your heart 24/7, 365, everything you touch illuminates with your own awesomeness as source, creator, whatever that is for you, prime, penetrates all things at all times, always reminding you that what we're experiencing right now is distortions in the light, not a representation truly of what that awe-inspiring power of awesomeness of all truly is. For we are all one.
That's right. That's right.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Rion.
And I am Isabella Greene, the Happinator.
Yes, and many more videos to come. You can check us out on YouTube or Unite the Collective or teamlight.com. We'll see you guys all very soon.
Namaste.
Peace.
Namaste, Light Family. This is Alexander Mazzone out of our home base here in Sedona. I just wanted to add a little bit onto what Rion and Isabella said so eloquently. I wanted to give you some tools, what I do when I'm out in the field or at the gym, like when I'm about to do something that brings up some fears, what to do when that happens. So I'm going to go to the gym frame of mind because that's the easiest way to explain it because I do it there the most often. So picture you're about to squat some weight. You got like more weight on the bar than you've ever done before. So you look at the bar, you take a step back, you picture yourself made of light, however you would. Picture yourself grabbing it, going through the whole thing, picking up the weight, stepping back, doing it, pulling the weight down, shooting up the weight, squatting it up. No hiccups, you just picture yourself exactly what it would look like. Since they say time doesn't exist, since this already now has happened, in your mind, you just saw it happen, it helps drastically. So if you're about to go, you see Rion making these crazy jumps off of cliffs and stuff. If you're about to go do that, don't just do it. I mean, you can if you're just ready to go, but you can picture yourself do this. Picture yourself running, taking every step and leaping and landing it perfectly. It helps drastically. I know it might sound odd, but it's an excellent tool that I've been using that I would love to share with you all. Why am I holding Lucy? So you thought it was just me, but Lucy's with me. Why am I holding Lucy? I'm holding Lucy because this is another thing that brings up a lot of fears. I make crystal skull jewelry, and people are always emailing me and asking me questions. They're like, why skulls? Why skulls? They remind me of death, this and that, or they just say they're scared of them. I know they remind them of death. There's nothing death about this. This is a tool, an ancient tool used by shamans and high priests so they could manifest by themselves. And what I mean by that is, yes, you can manifest by yourself, but you're one person. Kind of, you get your whole stream, but you're one person. Now, if you have another person, I'm sure you've heard of the term co-creation. When one person, they both believe something, it creates this mirror effect where that reflection goes on infinitely. So when that happens, it's like 1 + 1 does not equal 2, 1 + 1 = millions. So you have that power when you use this device, which is not a device. This is Lucy. Sorry. So when you have a jewel with a crystal skull on it, or you just have one of the crystal skulls that you find anywhere on Etsy or whatnot, this is a sacred instrument. If you're going through a healing, this is going to help you heal faster. If you're trying to manifest your dreams or hopes or anything, intuition, anything, when you co-create that and you put those intentions into the skull that you have, that's going to get that million-person effect, that mirror effect, without having to deal with other people's fears messing up your manifestations. I like to picture like a little cat with a ball of yarn, and like your manifestation's the ball, but then the cats are just knocking it around. And they don't mean to do this, but part of people's subconscious fears is, what if they don't need me anymore? What if they leave? What if this? What if that? So you might tell your family members and your best friends your dreams and your hopes, but because they have subconscious things that they're working on, they can actually make it harder for you to get that dream going. So here's a way that you can manifest and co-create on your own. This is what the shamans and the priests know, and this is what I'm sharing with you now. I love you guys. Any questions? It's support@crystalcurrent.com. I love you. Namaste.
Eyes closed and dreams go free. Got an angel next to me.